So the whole draft process, really begins essentially the day after the last draft.
Winnipeg Jets are proud to select.
Then when you get into the final meeting of the year from the amateur perspective, you'll have all the different area scouts in there. So you'll have, the different CHL scouts from Ontario, Quebec, a couple of crossover scouts that we have that are responsible for going, everywhere. You'll have your European scouts in there as well. And then obviously Craig Heisinger is the assistant GM that's responsible on the amateur side. Mark Hillier, being the director of amateur scouting, will conduct the meeting, and he's the one that kind of is in control of how we vote on players and essentially come up with the composite list.
I think one thing that's really sticks out is his ability to shoot, drag and shoot.
Got a real immature look and body, so I think there's a lot of room for growth for him.
But I really like this player. He doesn't strike me as small.
I think he can play all situations, but he's drawn to the maturity in his game.
All our scouts have their fingerprints on the list. It's not my list or one man's list. It's a group of 12 or 13 of us that make a consensus and a group list, and everybody's a part of it.
He's a responsible player on 200 foot, so
he played well. He didn't play great, but he played good.
For me, all my views of him was extremely consistent.
Has a great shot to score, great instinct to find scoring chances.
We do our final amateur meetings before the combines, and some teams choose to do them after, but we want the list pretty much to be more so about what the player is on the ice, and not necessarily let a good or a bad combine interview influence where that player actually is put on our list.
Our philosophy is we're there for a week. We might as well do as many as we can. And I believe this year we did 73 in basically 4.5 days.
In our organization, we have the head of amateur scouting, the two crossover scouts, and management. So Larry Zinger and myself.
Tell us about your game. If somebody hadn't seen you play, just describe your game, your style to us.
I'm a power forward, guy that brings a lot of energy, a lot of momentum to your team.
Some teams, I think, go after the players a little harder with harder questions. We just try to make a personal bond, get to know them, ask them about themselves, their family.
Did you play other sports growing up?
I did. I played baseball.
The questions that we ask are more to see, do they know who they are? Like, are what we seeing, when we watch the games and the different scouting reports, do they know their strengths? Do they know their weaknesses?
As a goalie, you want to be a guy that the team plays for. You want your D-man to like you, so they'll block some shots.
What you're looking for in a prospect is, obviously the capacity to grow.
Really excited. We go over this. It starts in August at the Olinka tournament. Monthly list, lots of reports, lots of miles. We're in the home stretch here. I can't wait to get to the draft and the excitement of the draft floor.
So when you're picking 18, it's an area that is a little bit unknown. You don't know what's going to unfold in front of you, and
you're hoping that you're left a player that you've got quite a bit higher than at 18.
This year in particular was interesting because as the picks started to unfold, our phones started to ring a little bit more about potentially moving down. But when you have a player that you covet and you see sitting in the area that we had a player sitting, we didn't we talked about it. Obviously, we had lots of conversations at the table. If our player wasn't there, what would we do? But our player was there, and so we were pretty excited to pick.
Winnipeg Jets are proud to select from Owen Sound in the OHL, Colby Barlow.
Our scouts, were really high on so many different aspects of his game, and we just think that he's the type of player that you win with in the playoffs.
He knew his game, great personality, outgoing, showed his leadership.
Hey, Colby. Welcome to the Jets, Colby.
Thank you so much.
We're really excited, man.
I'm
really
pumped.
excited.
Thank you
I
so
thought
much.
he was a pleasure to meet, and you know, we were hoping to add a kind of a character player like him.
Yep. Thank you.
Congratulations again, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're happy to have
Oh, pumped. Thank you so much.
That's awesome. Congrats again.
Thank you so much. Thank
love
you.
the way you play. And
Oh,
just
thank
so
you.
excited to have you. as part
Thank
of the
you.
organization.
Means a lot.
So,
Thank you so much.
Excited to get that all behind you now?
It's so crazy. I can't believe it.
Oh, good for you. Well,
Thank you
these
so
guys are so excited about getting you in, so we're very happy to have you.
Oh, I'm pumped. Thank you guys so much.
Oh,
It's incredible.
You deserve it, man. You put yourself here, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you very much.
did it, man.
Thank you.
I'll be talking to you lots.
Okay, sounds good.
He's a 17-year-old captain, scored 46 goals in 59 games. He excelled. You know, again, just extremely happy with him.
It's super special to play for a Canadian team. As a Canadian boy, you grow up, watching Saturday night games, so it's just surreal to be a part of the Winnipeg Jets. Oh.
You all right?
Oh yeah. Thanks, Mama.